I am not an astronomer or an astrologer for that matter. Sure, when I was in high school, I took science classes where I learned about planets and planetoids and comets and asteroids and gas giants and nebula and all those things. Whilst planning for this video, I even went back and did more research. I recognize it's been quite some time since I've been in high school. I could shoehorn a basic lesson about astronomy and the formation of a galaxy into this video, but that's not what this channel is about. This is an art channel. But if that is what you're looking for, here's a link to Dr. Dave's channel. I imagine Veritasium and other channels, Tom Scott and such, have some interesting videos on this, but Dr. Dave has a playlist about astronomy and astrophysics if that's what you're looking for. I would encourage you to stick around even if you aren't necessarily into art, because what I want to talk about is still important to me, and I think it would be interesting to all of you. My plan for this video is to share another myth coming from the Monacan tribe of the Greater Yesa Nation and an accompanying artwork. I'm Charles Hancock, and this is Charles Hancock Creations. If you're new here or haven't been following that series, I will put a link to where you can watch all the videos in the Monacan art series that I've been putting together. I don't think any of that is prerequisite to actually watching this video. In a previous video, I did talk a little bit about the marker base that I use to build on, and I showed me experimenting with acrylic inks. So you can find that video and watch it after this one if you'd like. But I think it's about time that I got into the color pencil process on this thing and take us back to the time before, a time of gods and heroes and monsters and giants. Since I've already built a strong foundation with those markers and those inks, I think it's time we jump in. How the Milky Way came to be.
A long time ago, when this cycle of the Earth was very new, there were only a few stars in the sky. In those days, the people survived on dried corn. It would either be stored on the cob or dried, the kernels removed, pounded, and pummeled into cornmeal. Once the cornmeal was ground, it was stored in a large pot. That way, they could make bread and soup in the coming winter. Like the bear, squirrel, box turtle, and groundhogs, we prepare for the winter with effort and grit. This was an integral part of life annually in those days. Early one morning, an old man and his wife awoke to the sound of rummaging outside. Panicked to find a raid happening, they grabbed weapons and ran outside, only to find that someone had stolen some of the tribe's cornmeal stores. They became very upset that a thief would come and take their food store instead of asking. They had raised that corn and worked it for storing. It was theirs to share. After noticing cornmeal lightly dusted on the ground, the old man told his wife that they may find tracks if they scour the ground. As they searched for the thief, they looked down into the strewn about corn and found giant paw prints. Immediately, the couple returned to the village and told their people of the missing cornmeal and the paw prints that they had discovered. The people of the village believed that those prints belonged to a large spirit dog, and after consulting the elders and chiefs, everyone agreed that they had to keep the spirit dog from returning. Why the Creator has sent this dog we do not know, but next time, suggested an oracle, when the spirit dog comes, we will scare it away that we might live. He taught them a sacred song and encouraged them to play the song to ward off the spirit. The people of the village searched all the following day for instruments and other items to make noise. They gathered rattles, harps, whistles, and drums. As darkness fell, everyone hid among the trees and brush overlooking the cornmeal pots. That night, they could see the figure of an enormous dog coming down from the sky. Dog passed through the trees with ease. The Creator's light radiated from inside the dog, illuminating its surroundings. The dog landed near baskets and pots. He scraped and pawed at the ground and began to devour cornmeal by the mouthful. The people jumped out of their hiding places and began beating their drums and shaking their rattles, making as much noise as they could. They sang the sacred song with all their might. Some clapped, others yelled, and all sang. They made such a noise it sounded like thunder. The giant dog was startled, frightened, and ran away. The people of the village continued to make noise as they chased the dog down the path up a hillside. Once it reached the top, the dog jumped into the sky with cornmeal still spilling from its mouth. The dog continued to run across the night sky until it vanished from the people's sight, leaving only a star in the distance. As it disappeared into the sky, the cornmeal that spilled from that dog's mouth made a trail across the sky, each grain of cornmeal becoming a star. The trail of stars that came from that dog's mouth we now call the Milky Way. Home.
before I show you these final shots, I just wanted to thank you for being here. I can't really express how much it means to me that people watch these videos. I hope you find something in them. I hope I'm clear on what I'm trying to share with you. I hope they're at least, at the minimum, entertaining. But I wanted to encourage you to find me on my other social media. I also recently launched my website at charleshancockcreations.com. And if you haven't subscribed by this point, subscribe to the channel. That way you never miss a video when I put something out. I also wanted to say that I recently finished this piece in the last, seriously, like 2 weeks. I've been working on it for over a year. The idea has been in my head and I've been struggling getting that process done and to feel like it was going where I wanted it to go. But I was offered an opportunity to be in an art show at a local bar that I sometimes go to. And because of that, it pushed me to actually finish the piece. And to have it matted and framed and on a wall with other artists from the local area is really cool to see. I think the framing job looks phenomenal. It was a cool opportunity to hang out, talk to local people from the community about art and local artists, to ask about each other's processes and what inspires them. If you're in the local Raleigh area and you want to swing by the Berkeley Cafe, they're a Raleigh institution, and my art will be up for at least another month or so. So swing by and check it out and tell them that I sent you. With that, I think we should see these final shots. Remember, life is what you create, so create something awesome. I'm out.